Hey everyone, welcome back to the video. I hope you all are doing great. Today's video is the second part of our advanced virtual assistant, and in today's video we are going to create a graphical interface. Yes, it is GUI. So I've already made a video about the theory and the introduction and how GUI all works. If you have not watched the videos, I'll do leave the link in the description. Make sure to check them out first and come to this video. But people have already watched. Today's video will be creating a graphical interface for our a simple graphical interface for our advanced virtual assistant, and will integrate some functions that will make it even more better for our advanced virtual assistant. So without wasting more time, let's get straight into the video. So guys, right now we are going to create the graphical interface of our virtual assistant. We are going to create a simple graphical interface for our virtual assistant right now, because this is going to be the first part of our graphical interface. After maybe some 5-6 videos where we'll be completely creating our virtual assistant in a proper manner, like the neurons, the speak function, the listening function, then few of the main activities which are required. Later on, I'm going to bring the part on where we are going to upgrade our graphical interface of our virtual assistant. But today we are going to create a simple and a basic one, or where we'll be creating it and then importing it into our virtual assistant, and then we are going to integrate it, because that's the main part of why we are doing it. So once we are cleared with the graphical interface, if we are done with that, we can go ahead with making the speak function, where we are going to use the natural processing language and neural network, where we are going to do that, as well as the listening function. Both at that time we are going to do that. So once we finish with our graphical interface, we'll be good to go with the speak function and the listening function. So today let's go ahead with doing the GUI, which is required for our virtual assistant, which is moreover important. What we can do right now is we have to, if you guys have watched the video on how to install PyQtify Designer, PyQtify tools, I've done a separate video in our channel. I will leave the links, both the links. There's first part and the second part. The first part is basically all the theories, all why GUI is important. If you people have doubt why are we doing this graphical interface, so you can watch the first part where we have spoken about what are the importance, all those things. Second part is the main thing where we have installed PyQtify, all those requirements. So I will leave both the links in the description. Make sure you check it out, watch the videos, and then come to this video, so it will be easier for you to go ahead with the next work. So what are we going to do now is we are going to go to our Qt designer. So again, I'm telling you, in that video I've already shown you, in fact I've opened the Qt designer and also shown you all those things I've already done. So make sure you check out that video first. Okay, so the people who have already seen the video, this is a dialog box that's going to open. You guys will also get the same thing once you open. So first of all, we are going to have a main window. So we can click on the create button, no issues. It'll create a simple main kind of a tab for us, interface. So this is the main thing. What we can do is we can make sure we can extend a little bit, make it a little large. Now I'll tell you how it's going to look like, all those things, don't worry, but make sure you do all these things. So I've done a simple, I've extended a little bit. Now before that, whatever we do, right click on the tab, what we have done right now, and what we are going to do is we are going to remove the status bar. Fine. Once you remove the status bar, we are also going to remove the menu bar. So these two things are not required. You can completely remove it, which it's totally not required for our graphical interface. Maybe creating other graphical interface or something else we can do it, but not for this video, especially for this video, this series of our advanced virtual assistant. Okay, now once we have done with this, now what do we do next is the important thing. What we are going to do is we are going to create a GIF. Okay, we are going to create a live working graphical interface. That is what is required. We don't want an image, right? So today we're going to do a simple one. As I told, upgrade is going to come where you're going to upgrade it completely. I'm going to tell you how to do all those things. Fine. What we can do is, we are if you see in this display widget, you will find a label right here. If you see, so what you're going to do is you're going to drag it and drop it right here, and you're going to adjust it according to the size. You will get to know how to do it once you start applying it in a proper way. uh, you can just adjust with the whole corners, everything. It is easy, it's not like very difficult thing. And what you need to do is you need to remove this text label. Okay, this is not at all required. Okay, so this, you please remove this. And moreover, what I forgot to mention was, we're gonna label this, we're gonna name this. Okay, so what we can do is we can put AI Jarvis, Jarvis, just a second, Jarvis BG or something. We can put background, you can put that, that's more than enough. So AI Jarvis. Okay, the spelling has gone a little, I don't know, again the same thing like last time, I believe, the problem with my keyboard. So make sure you do the right one. Here I'm having a little problem right here. Okay, anyways, let's move ahead. Now as you have named this thing, what you're going to do next is gonna come down and find for uh, input called as, now the system sheet, just a second, this should be fine enough. Make sure you have put the all these systems, all these things proper in a proper way, because at times I've seen few people, what happens is they don't get it in the right amount, the size, all that thing. So what I will do is I'll just check my settings once. I believe there's a little problem right here, and get back to you in just a second. Okay, so now I think it's fine right now, or it should be good enough. So what we are going to do is, there's something called as Pix map. Okay, Pix map. What we are going to do is you're going to click on the arrow button right here, and you will find something called as choose file or choose resource. What we're going to do is you're going to choose a resource. Now before we choose a resource, I have created a folder called as AI folder, where there is this imports. If you have watched the previous video, I've told you I will leave all the importing packages. So this is the one, this is the importing packages, and this is the GIF. I will leave this in the description. You guys can download this GIF. It's a simple GIF. It's not that much complicated and stuff. So we are going to create it in a basic way, because now it's not an urgent that we need to create it in an advanced way. But right now you need to create a GIF. Later we are going to advance it in a better way. Okay, so this is simple GIF. We are going to add this. Now how are we going to add this? We are going to click on the arrow button right here, choose file, and I will come to my required folder where it is, AI folder right here, and this is the GIF, and I'm going to put it right here. Fine. What I can do is you can either scale the content if you want. I believe that looks fine, good enough. What I will try, what I can do is I will just adjust this if it just works or not. See, again guys, it's the same thing. You guys have to make sure you adjust it in the right way. All those things, it's up to you, because it's finally it is your device. How you maintain it, how you do it is the main thing, not what I show. So adjusting all those things is up to you. I can just show you how it's done. It's up to you how you do this stuff. Okay, I think this should be good enough. Now how do you get to know if it's good enough? You can just click, click Control plus R, and this is the tab. Fine. So this is the tab. Don't make it full screen, just keep it small screen only, it's fine. What we can do is we can add the start button and the stop button right here. That should be good enough right here. I think this place is perfect enough. So what we can do is we can come to this side and we'll search for push button. Okay, this is the push button. We want to put it right here. So we are going to do it in a simple way, not much complication of stuff and all. I'll just Control C and Control V. Yep, there it is, the other one. So this is the start button. So I can give the name for this. I'll put it as start button. Is that correct? Yeah. I might do some spelling errors because my keyboard is not working according to the way I want it to. So please let me know. and we can put this as the stop button. Fine. Okay, now what we can do is we can change a little bit of the colors, because that is not required, and we can change the text name right here. We don't want that push button to come, so you can click, you can see there's something called as text. What you can do is you can put it as run instead of start. We can put run. Fine, because we are programmers, we can put it as run. And maybe we can change the color and stuff, or you can also change the font size, everything. Totally up to you how you want it. Again, it's adjusting all those things is totally up to you how you want it to be done. I can just show you that's this thing what I'm trying to tell right here. Now I'll come to style sheet, and what I can do is add background color, and I think yellow or blue might look good for this. I'm just doing a basic one, I'm not thinking much of this. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good enough. I'm going to repeat the same for this also. Okay, I've not changed the name for this. I can put it as break. Maybe break is fine for this. All in caps. Break. Okay, and I'll change the color for this also. I'm gonna click again. Oh guys, I forgot to mention, it's the same thing. You can add resource, but resource thing is different in this. It's not the same as we did before. You can add gradients, up to you. You can add a color, that is the background color. So see, again, it's the how you want it to be. And again, this is the font size. So if I want to do one of the font size which I really like was it started from B. I'm not sure which it was. Let me just see which that font was. Last time I had used it and I really like that font. Maybe this one, I believe. Not sure. Okay, now let's keep it in a simple and basic way. I don't want to complicate it. Okay, this is fine, good enough. Oh, maybe I can increase the size if it is required. 48 will be too much. 36 will be good enough, I believe. What I can do is I can remove this. Click on OK. Okay, this is good enough, but the thing is it's too much for this font size. See, again guys, it's up to you. Again, I'm telling you, it's totally up to you how you want it to be adjusted. Okay, this should be good enough. Let me put add color also. Same thing. I don't know the previous color. What was the color? Kind of. Okay, this should be fine. Oh. Okay, wait. Let me do one thing. I'll remove this, and right now I'll add color. Okay guys, just a second, there's a problem. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'll just check and I will let you know, because it's not integrating the color what I want it to be. This is good. What we can do is add font. We'll go to, where's that? This is the one, right? It could be 26 or 24. Okay, invalid style sheet. Okay, what were, I don't know what's, okay, I think so, if I'm not wrong. This should be it. Let's do one thing. First, let's change the color, and then we will do the other stuff. Okay, so why is it doing the same? I don't know. Just a second, guys. Could be a problem in the PyQtify design. PyQtify, I think so. Got it. Okay, so what I did was I was just adding the color, so I had to add as what color. That was more important. I did not do that, so that was the problem. So see, these are the things, guys. Simple problems make a huge thing, and you don't know what to do at the time. So that was the thing. I had to add it as a background. I was just adding the color, so that was the main mistake what I was doing. But now I got what it was. So now what we can do is we can just add the font for this. Good enough and good to go. Yeah, that's fine enough. I'll do the same thing right here. Add font, which was the one which I used. We can come back here, put the same thing, and I put it as 26, right? 26, and good to go. Fine. So this is perfect enough, guys. This is more than enough. This is the GUI, simple GUI. If I do Control R, you can see the push button, break button, push. This is the run, break, run, break. Now this is not moving. I'll tell you why, because it's still a simple tab. We have to make this tab move is the main thing, right? That's the main thing. So don't worry. Now what we need to do is we are going to save this. Now where we are going to save this, I have created already a file. You have to create a file where you imported all your basically the whole VS Code, everything, your virtual assistant folder, the one which you have created. So similarly, I've created a folder. What I'm going to do is I'll put it as Jarvis UI. What I can do is I can put U capital UI, and then it's going to put it as .ui. So that's going to save it. If I come to the folder right here, if you see, it has created this folder. Now what we are going to do is, now there's a procedure which we have to do. Now if you think about this, now you can ask this question to yourself. Don't you think this Jarvis UI folder is in UI format? Will Python accept it? So that's the question, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to convert this UI folder into py. Okay, basically from what we have created, the folder, we can convert it to py format. And that's not for UI. You can create any folder. Maybe I've seen people who have done for Java. They created a Java folder. They converted it to Python folder. So there's this procedure where I can just tell you how it's done, so it will be easier for you to get to know. Okay, now what you need to do is simply you need to just come to this folder wherever you are and put cmd. Okay, don't go to the search section and put cmd. Here the folder where you are, right, this AI now I have created an AI folder. Similarly, whichever folder you have created, whichever file you have created, come to that. You'll find this section right here in Windows. So click on that, remove this, okay, put cmd, fine, and click enter, and a cmd will be there right here. It opens a cmd, a command prompt, fine. Now if you have not created the file exactly the way which we have done now, what I told you right now, the UI folder, I'll tell you what happens right here. So mainly the main purpose of creating the UI folder is basically there are folders, like for example, like now what we have created right here, I'll explain it in short. Now what exactly happens is you can create a folder by yourself itself, maybe just by creating a short way. You can create the whole folder, and maybe you can create your own GUI without the PyQt file. But the thing is, here what we are doing is we are using the backend of the GUI, the UI which we have created. So in order to do that, we have to extract that backend code or the backend stuff what we are having. So in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to basically convert the file. So now I'll be showing you how to convert the file. That's the main thing what we have to focus on. So I'll come back to this file right here. I hope you got to know what I was talking about. Now, okay, I'm right here. What I can do here is we are going to put /x, okay, hyphen x Jarvis. What is our folder name? It was Jarvis UI, correct? So what we are going to do is Jarvis, correct? Make sure you put the right thing what you have put. Don't put anything else, because at times if you don't put the exact way, it won't take the command. Fine. .ui, okay, again hyphen o, okay, o, not 0, o. Again you can create your own name or folder. Again Jarvis UI, you can put the same name itself, but this time instead of UI .py. okay, we are going to convert this. Now click on enter, and just a second, I'm not getting to know what it's saying. Let me just check the problem. X is not being, okay, sorry. So what I forgot to mention, you need to put it as pi UI C5. Okay, this is a tool which if you remember, we have in the video which we spoke about pi purified tools. So from that tool we are using this. Okay, again the same thing, there's no procedure, just you need to add pi UI C5. Okay, make sure you write that before, and -x and Jarvis UI dot UI hyphen O Jarvis UI dot py. Okay, simple, done, click enter, and it's done. If you see right here, it has created a py file. Now this was not there, right? This was not there. Now this is newly added in our folder, correct? So that is the thing. So you can do the same thing for any other file folder also, maybe Java, or you need to see all the responding, all those things, resources, all those stuff, and then you need to add. Without doing all those stuff, you can't just simply create it into py format. So this is a simple shortcut. Now what are we going to do now? If you even basically what you can do is, many people just click on it and your GUI comes. I'm not going to do that because I want to import it right now. It's up to if you want to use it or what. So it's not going to work. It's going to be like the same thing. Where's that? It's going to be like this. It's going to look like this. That's it. Simple. Okay. Now what we can do is we can remove the CMD not required. I will come back to the folder of our virtual assistant which we were creating. Fine. Now what I'll be doing is I'm going to import this folder into the Visual Studio. Fine. In Visual Studio I've already created a file called as advanced, so I'm just going to import it. Wherever you've created the file, all those things, you can just add it there. Okay, so it's totally up to you where you're going to add it. Okay, now see, if you see this, it's in our advanced folder. Okay, so make sure you put it in the right folder. That's the main purpose. Okay, now I'm gonna close this. It's not required. I've added. So this is the UI page. Okay, this is the thing. Now don't do anything with this. Okay, let it be how it is. Don't try to mess with this stuff. Don't try to mix it, do some shit, because later on your code is not going to work. Now I'll tell you what is this basically. This, you'll be wondering how this code came. Simple. What happened was, the GUI which we created in it has a backend code. That source code. Now how I give you the source code, similarly PyQtify gave us the source code of this whole thing, this whole GUI, the whole source code of it. What we did was, we took the source code and extracted it into our Visual Studio, and then we are going to give it to our virtual assistant, telling this is your graphical interface, use it, like a permission to use it. Fine. So that's how we are going to do this. Fine. Now what we are going to do next is, we are going to import this, because this is more important. We are going to import this. So what we are going to do is, we can come here. Now see, if you see top, I've already imported one of the GUI. This is actually GUI from which I have created the previous one. So you need not worry about this. This is not required. But I'll show you what it is basically talking about. Now what you need to do is, from the folder what you have created, I've created as Jarvis UI. Yeah. Import. What we are going to import? We are going to import this main window. Fine. This UI main window. You can have your own name in the UI. Basically, I did not change it right here. You can make your own name. This one, you can create your own name here. You can not put anything, but I did not create it to keep it simple for you guys to understand. Okay, it's up to you. Again and again, I'm repeating. I can show you the way how it's done, how to make it creative, wonderful, the best way. It's up to you. It's your choice. Okay, how you make it, how you make your own thing. Okay, so that's up to you. Now here also I have put the name. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to just import this UI main window. Get it? So what we are going to do is UI where it is, main window. So it has been imported safely. Okay, you are also going to do the same thing. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to add little keys. Now for example, now see, you have got the lock, but you have not the keys to open the lock for the graphical interface to show, right? So what we are going to do right now is we are going to create the keys. So our virtual assistant, uh, it can open the lock. So you can come to this place right here where we put good evening sir, click on enter, and we are going to do something called as main thread. Fine, we are going to create something called as a main thread. So for creating the main thread, what we need to do is we have to create a class. So you can put as class capital M main thread brackets q thread. Fine, simple. Now you will be wondering from where this thing came from, right? Now if you remember, we have imported something called as pyqtify.qt, import movies, all these things. Now these things, where did it come from? I've already told you. I've created a file called as imports. Check into it. I've already done the work for you. Almost all the work I've done. You need to just check that thing, okay? So make sure you import it in the right way. That's what I'm telling you from that time. It means from the first video. So if you have done, good for you. Okay. Now let's move ahead. What we are going to do is class main thread q thread. Fine. What we are going to do right now is we are going to define a function. What we are going to define init. Basically, we are going to define underscore init, and init, just a second, init underscore we are going to put self. Fine. Now what is this self going to be used for? You will get to know soon when we are going to do the next part of the videos. You will get to know soon. After that's done, you're going to put the two dots, everything is done. You're going to put super brackets main thread comma self brackets dot init underscore init underscore brackets tuple, basically. So super tuple main thread comma self, I can close the tuple, dot init. Now make sure you put the dot in underscore init underscore tuple. Get it? This is the command. Don't do anything to change the command. If you don't, it's harmful for you itself. It means your GUI is not going to work. Now again we are going to create another class. We are going to define another class called as diff run. Now when we are going to run, that's the thing, self. Okay, we are going to put that, and we are going to put something called as self dot task underscore GUI. Okay, now don't worry, as we have not defined all these things, we are going to define it soon. It's going to be there, but this is the main thing, self dot task GUI. Fine. Once this is done, what you're going to do is you're going to define another thing called as diff. Fine. Or we can do one thing, diff. I think this two functions, define function is done. I think the next define function is basically take command, which is basically our speak and listen function. So currently we need not require that because we are yet to do our graphical interface, right? That's the main thing what we are talking about. Okay, so what we can do now is basically we can leave this right here, the whole thing, and what we can do is we can create the bottom section of the GUI. So leave it as it is, self.task GUI, all these things. And last time what I told, I'm going to repeat the same thing. Don't click on the run button. If you click on the run button, all the best. That's what I can tell you. Okay, so don't click on the run button. Fine. Now what we can do is we have to you can come down to the bottom, and you can take some 2-3 steps and come to the left side or left corner, and we can put as start execution is equal to main thread. Now what does this mean, you must be wondering. So we are going to have something called as a start execution command. So for the start execution command, what are we going to define? We have defined our main thread. Did you get that? What I'll do is I'll comment it here, or I'll just comment and I'll put underscore, so you guys will get to know what I'm talking about. Fine. Okay, now once this is done, what we're going to do is we're going to define another class called as class main tuple. Fine. Class main tuple. Just a second. Class main tuple q main window. I think this thing came. Okay, q main window. Fine. Q main window, the two dots, and then enter. We're going to define the class. Again, same, init self. Fine. It's going to trigger. Self is going to trigger. Just a second. Yeah. Self is going to trigger. Once self is triggered, we are going to put it as super dot UI is equal to UI. Fine. UI underscore main window. Now what is this basically? I'll tell you. UI main window, all these things are basically from this thing, UI main window. So this thing is imported right here. We're gonna import it. We have already imported right here. Okay, so you need not worry about all those things that we have already done the stuff. Now what we are going to do is we are going to put the tuple. Once tuple is added, what we can do is we're going to click enter. Once this is done, what we can do is, okay, here I've done a small mistake. You can just click on the enter button. What I have done is I've put super. I should have put super brackets dot. This is fine. Okay, you need not remove it. Underscore init tuple. Okay, and down I should have put self dot UI is equal to main window. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, sorry for that. I apologize for that. I forgot to mention that because I was added super. If I had done that, I have given a wrong command. But fine, now it's fine. Now what we are going to do is we're going to put again the self dot UI again dot we're gonna set it up. So we're gonna put it as setup UI underscore self. Fine. And then we're gonna click enter, and then we're gonna put self UI dot run dot clicked connect self dot we're gonna click the run button right here. What we can do is we can come right here, self dot click, all that done is done. What have we added to our start button? Okay, we have objected as start button. So is it going to be the same is what I am thinking right here. I think it should be fine enough, shouldn't make any difference. What I can take is I can take a reference of my previous one. If I see it's given as run and break, whereas here I've given it as just a second, where is that? Yeah, run and break. Yeah, okay, so similarly I've given it here also the same thing. What if you see right here, run and break. So what we can do right here is I think should be fine enough. Yeah, okay, what we can do is I think this should be fine enough. So we can put it as run, that's fine, and we can put it here. What we can put here is start task is fine, I believe. Yeah, start task, yeah, start task self dot start task. Yeah, it should be good enough. That should be fine enough. What I'll do is I'll just check my UI page once if it is the right one. That's the thing, because at times what happens is here is self. Yeah, I got the okay. So see, the reference it is saying is showing it as start button, but the reference what it is showing here is run button, right? So what has happened is, instead of putting start button, we have put run. So here the problem was, that's what I was thinking, how is it possible that it's integrating run instead of, okay, now I've got, now it's this, now it's correct. So that's what the thing is, guys, what you have to do is, the whatever we have put right here, this one, if you come down right here, you'll find something called a self start button, all these things. This thing matters. Okay, what mistake I was doing is, I was checking this thing, I was just checking only this run and break. So here the confusion became. So taking the reference of my previous UI which I've created, on that reference I was able to get, find out what the thing was. So actually it was correct itself. I was taking the, I was thinking about some other run button, but not. It is basically start, and this is basically stop, connected, and stop task. Okay, this exactly correct. Stop button, click dot connect self, and then you can either put, instead of stop task, what we can do is we can put it as close. We can even put it as close. Okay, what just happened? Yeah, should be fine enough. What I'll do is I'll just check once. Close and put the brackets, and here what I can do is I will add the integration of, let me wait for the start. Okay, this is not showing. Wait, again I'll take the reference of this. This is the best thing what I can do. This is fine, this is good enough. Start. Okay, so I believe it's pretty sure good enough. It's not that, like, it should not work. It should be pretty far good enough. Start task. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, now what we have to do next is, we're going to come down and create another diff function. Okay, and we're going to put it as start task.self. Now here we are going to define what we are going to do. Fine. Now what we are going to do is, now the start task is basically this, what I was talking about. What we can do is we can put self, okay, dot UI dot movie. Now don't worry, movie does not mean that you're watching a movie. It's basically a command. Movie is equal to qt, okay, q capital Q qt GUI dot q movie is equal to, sorry, tuple, and then basically the one GUI which we have added. So where is the GUI which we have added? It's basically the name we have given it as .gif, but where's the GIF thing? That's the main thing. Okay, it is untitled design blah 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 blah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and we are going to paste it. So you can do the same thing, just copy it and paste it right here. Fine. And if you want, you can just put it as label also, if you want to just get to know what we are talking about. Fine. Now this is done. What we have to do next is last I think 5-6 lines are there, and then we are done with our graphical interface. We are going to put self.ui, fine, dot label is equal to set movie M capital, set movie or movies. Okay, set movies is fine. Set movie. Okay, did I make a mistake right here? Yep. Set movie self. Wait. This thing should not be like this. It got recommended. Set movie self dot UI dot movie. Fine. Now this is done. What we are going to do next is we are going to come right here. Okay, this thing what we can do is we have to remove this and put a dot right here, set movie, and done. Now what we are going to do is after this we have done, because this is basically set UI label dot set movie, from where we took set self dot UI movie. So from there we have integrated here. Now what we are going to do is self dot UI dot movie, we're going to remove is equal to dot movie dot start and tuple, and I'll remove the comma, it's dot. Fine. Okay, so this is done. What we're going to do is you're going to come a little down and put start execution dot start. Fine. Start execution dot start, and we're going to come down, and there's just 4 lines to go, and then we are done with it. What we can do is app is equal to, we're going to come to the left corner, we're going to put Q app application. In application, what I want you to do is I want you to put the A as in caps, Q application tuple system dot argv. Now it's a command, it's not my own which I just want to do, it's not that, it's a command, argv. Next we can add Jarvis right here if you want. Jarvis is equal to main, I'll put AI Jarvis, okay, because suppose we are having a command and we just say Jarvis and the command is taken wrong from our AI, as it has to be accurate. We're going to put AI Jarvis main tuple. We're going to come outside, then down, and then we're going to put AI Jarvis dot show. So it's going to show. Fine. Okay, did I do a mistake right here? Yes. The thing is, by mistake I added a tuple in the top instead of putting it in the bottom. Okay, and I'll remove this. Fine. So AI Jarvis dot show, that's done, and we're going to put it as exit tuple app dot, now this is the same command you need to put, exec underscore tuple. Fine, that's it, nothing else. Okay, so congratulations guys, we have successfully added our graphical interface to our virtual assistant. There's one command which we need to do, but that is only possible after our speak and listen function, where we're going to have natural processing language to it and a little bit of deep learning. So once that is done, we can do that last command and you can run your, don't run the file, your AI folder, but always keep this, don't run now, but wait for that part to be done and then you can run the folder, because right now we have not defined a speak function. If you see, there's LO right here, LO right here, take command we have not defined. So all those things we need to do yet, we have not done. So that is the main reason. We will finish that and then it's possible to finish with all of these stuff. Fine. So that's it for today's video guys, where we have added our graphical interface. Next video we are going to have our natural processing language for speech and listen function. So stay tuned for that. Till then guys, happy coding. If you have any doubts, any problems you face, just let us know in the comment section. Our team and I will definitely reach out to you and solve your problem as soon as possible. So that's it for today guys, I hope you liked it. Till then guys, peace out, take care, have a great day, and bye bye.